All right, everybody. We got another very special guest for you. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Mr. Sean Wood. What's up, Sean?
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. Thanks for being here today. It's your first time on the show. We're going to talk about The Fog Within up on Kickstarter right now in a little bit, but it is your first time, so that we have to do the annoying thing of putting you through the gauntlet of telling us your origin story in comics, which, I mean, if you're watching the video on YouTube, anybody, I mean, for the people that are just listening, he has a fabulous action figure collection behind him. And they're not dolls, although the people at work tell me they're dolls. They're action figures and statues. But yeah, so how did it all start for you, man, getting into writing comics and stuff?
Yeah, so I've always collected comics. I was actually born into it. My dad was a collector since the 60s.
Wow. Awesome.
So he pretty much didn't give me an option. He said,
"This is your destiny."
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be me one day.
So that was a big thing. Plus, I had, when I could start reading, like in elementary school and everything, I had the option of looking at anything he had, which was amazing. I mean, pretty much anything you can think of, Marvel and DC from the 60s until mid-90s.
Wow.
He had all of it, and sometimes 3 issues or 3 copies of it, you know, because everything's a collectible. And everything's gonna be worth money in the future, so you gotta do it that way.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into comics in general, and then I've always loved, you know, storytelling, movies, video games, shows, anything you can think of. But I never saw a path in that realm. I just didn't know what I would do growing up, so I just went into retail. You know, what everybody dreams of as a kid.
Yep. Retail. Of course, that was on my list.
Yeah. Exactly. But one day I was reading The Walking Dead Deluxe, and Kirkman, at the back of the book of each one, he has his outline of like just one sentence per page of what he was going for. And then he would expand from there and explain what he was trying to get at and stuff. And I was like, oh crap, it's that easy to at least get started.
Yeah.
And maybe I could try that. So then I got into Scott Snyder's class with his Best Jacket Press.
Yep.
And that's been huge. Actually, I talk to Scott Snyder once a month, which is awesome.
Oh, wow.
He's huge for indies and anybody that wants to get in this world. I also did Brian Michael Bendis's class. These both were on Substack when I first started. So I got my idea, and then I just kept on going with structure and really how to go about it, and just kept on going.
That's awesome.
What goes into those classes? Like, what was the day-to-day of doing those, or the week-to-week, however you guys did them?
Yeah, so typically Scott Snyder, he was trying to do once a month type of show and class, and he would have some prep work of look at these kind of comics. This is going to be the subject. He'd have a guest sometimes that would explain of their process and everything. And Brian Michael Bendis did the same kind of thing too. Scott started with, you know, from beginning of just starting out as a writer to, you know, finding editors to finding, you know, how to get published and things like that. So he went down the line of like structure, whereas Brian's show is more, here's a subject we're going to talk about this month, and we'll have a guest, and then how do they break into comics and talk about that particular subject. So they both were different. I still do Scott's class. He doesn't do it every a month because he's got crazy things going on, but he does it when he can. Yeah, it's been awesome.
What crazy things? Nothing's been announced, right, Mike? Like,
yeah, no, I don't think anything.
Yeah, nothing much.
Nothing I'm going to read.
DC universe, you know.
Yeah, I'm not reading any of that crap.
Yeah.
That's awesome because I subscribe to to his newsletter. I don't pay for the classes or anything like that, but there is still some useful stuff in there, and yeah, I tried to understand how writing worked and stuff like that. But that's really cool that it got you to write your own story, and then you started off writing a script after a few of those classes. That was probably like an exercise or something like that.
Yeah, so I had the idea already, but I had an idea of how I would structurally do it. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to make sure that what the newbie, the guy who's never written before in his life, would be doing the right thing. So I took, crazy notes. I just acted like it was a college class.
Right.
And I just took as much notes as I could. I have like 2 or 3 notebooks full of just everything, rewinding, playing again, just making sure I heard right. And then I just broadened the actual story after that.
So where did the Fog Within come in? Because now, with this Kickstarter, we have 3 issues coming out. So where did that all start?
Yeah, so with the running medals behind me, I was training for a marathon at the time, and it just happened to be a foggy day. And I just had the random thought, because when you run, your mind wanders, and you're running for 2 hours sometimes, and you just don't have anything else to think about. So I just saw some fog and thought it'd be weird if all of a sudden I ran through that and I was somewhere else. Where would I be? And that's where the whole idea started.
Wow, that's cool. So what is the book about that we're talking about the Kickstarter today?
Yeah, so the basic idea is in the town of Brooks in the present, there is a cataclysmic event. And 3 days later, nobody knows how it happened or where it came from. It's like an explosion. And there's this like mist that comes falling from the sky, and you see that in issue 2 a little bit. And nobody knows where it came from or anything. And 3 days later, Hunter is running, go figure. And he runs through some fog and ends up 26 years in the future, and everything is destroyed in his town. It's dystopian at this point. And he doesn't know how he got there or what's gone on in these 26 years. Doesn't even know it's been 26 years. It just looks destroyed. And we basically go with Hunter, and we figure it out as he's figuring it out.
That's cool.
Very cool. So like a dystopian kind of cyberpunk feel. Yeah,
it's a little rundown cyberpunk, but yeah, it's in that kind of realm. There's a desert area. There's also a town, this destroyed type of area. They're all near each other.
That's really cool. And I'm looking through all the stuff you have up on the page now. So, people that are interested, there's a lot of add-ons and rewards and different tiers and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that one of the add-ons is a Lego character.
Yeah.
And that's referred to as the Swarm, right? So that's like those are some of the bad guys in the book.
Yeah, it's basically like our Foot Clan type of thing. Actually, I have the prototype right here.
Nice.
I don't know if you can really see.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
But yeah, it's both sides.
That's really cool.
Very custom. I saw it from a couple other indie creators.
Yeah.
And I just reached out to them saying, who do they go through? And yeah, those guys have been awesome. So it's our Foot Clan type of soldier. There's actually a mystery behind them where they came from, because they came out of nowhere, and you don't know until sort of the issue 2 ending. There's a big reveal about them, and there's more to come about that too. But there's little mysteries of every part of the world, whether it's characters, whether it's this regime that's in place, why they're there, how they're there, and their leader. Yeah, a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And you've had 2 successful campaigns before this.
Yep.
I mean, we're closing to the goal. We have almost a month left for everybody there, but that's listening and interested. But I think it is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Lego figure for a Kickstarter before, so I think that's a really cool idea. I've seen like action figures and stuff, but
yeah, it's the cheaper side of the action figure.
Yeah, it's still something cool that you could add on with it. Yeah,
people like their Lego figures.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, we got a helicarrier. You can sort of see it. I got the helicarrier.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So,
that's awesome.
So you come up with the idea and everything, and you've been pretty successful with it. Where did you meet your creative team, people that worked on the book with you? And if you want to shout them out, feel free to.
Yeah. So David Dion, he was my penciler in the first issue. And I had a different inker. And then I have Josh Rodriguez. He's my colorist. I found both of them in a Facebook group. There's a bigger Facebook group that people are always trying to find work. And I just scoured it for like a month and a half, and just every day, all day, maybe at work sometimes too, looking and seeing what I liked. I knew I kind of wanted to go for the traditional side of things. Digital looks amazing as well, but I wanted that traditional feel. So I was really looking for an actual penciler, and he said after the first issue that he wanted to do the inking as well, as he's doing it traditionally, and he's been doing it since issue 2. So 2 and 3, he's done the penciling and the inking, and it's been amazing.
I would have said after that, seeing that fabulous mustache, I would say you could draw anything you want.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Awesome.
Sometimes I feel like, I'm just having this crazy idea in my head, and it's just my imagination running wild. And it's like, oh, that's never going to happen in the book. And
Yeah.
it's the same day. He actually does penciling and inking of each page in one day.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
Damn.
fast.
It's
That is
insane.
fast.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool, and I think the art's really amazing. Does a great job with it.
Yeah.
And you have a couple variant covers. I know Chris was had those pulled up there for issue 3 coming out now. You have a couple variants, right?
Yep. Yeah. So the first issue I did 2 variants, and then the second issue did the same. And same.
Okay.
I'll just keep on doing that. Yep.
And then we have some stretch goals we can talk about here. So I know we've hit the first one. You get a 2-pack for the creators PDFs. What are those?
Yeah, so I put my first issue out, for other indies to use, and I'm doing the same for anybody that I meet. So I've got 2 for every 25 backers, just so that anybody, digital or physical, they'll get, extra stuff.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to think of everything possible to help everybody out.
And there's the magnet at 3,000. That's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, and that's actually, so what I did last issue was I did a foil sticker for Epsilon, which is my girl character, in the second variant of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I used that as the a stretch goal. It's going to be, the future issue.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with this. This is one of the covers for issue 4 of Damon, which is our main big bad, and Hunter fighting, which is my main character. So it's a really cool cover. So I just wanted to add that as a magnet. And I already got those too. I bought them already just because it's such a great cover.
Yeah. And it's foil, so shiny. Being shiny always helps.
Yeah.
I was a sucker for that stuff. That's a cool way to share too. Like we talked about with the first stretch goal is, sharing other people's work. I see you got some Voodoo Nations stuff there. We don't know that guy.
There's a lot of good books here. So you already unlocked August, which I can say is a great book. I love that series.
Yeah.
And then, Voodoo Nations, Travis Gibbs a bum, so who cares?
Yeah, he's a bum.
I'm not saying
that guy's not allowed on the show anymore.
But Madrigal PI at the 150,
Mm-hmm.
I love that book. I love everybody out there. That's a great book. So you got some cool books here that you're also helping promote as part of this, as part of the unlock tiers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What goes into that? Is it literally just like you calling your friend and being like, "Hey, you want to be a part of this?"
Yeah. Hey, you want to swap? Or there's different Discords. They've got hey, anybody want to use this? And then I'll put mine up on the same thing. And different people that I've met at different cons and everything too. Yep, just all the above. Anywhere I can find anybody, I want to swap with them because I want my book out there just getting noticed too. And it's been out there a couple of times now, so it's cool to see other people seeing it. Whether it's they get 10, digitals or whatever, just anybody seeing The Fog Within is just awesome to see out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely. And Mike kind of we went past it, but one of the other stretch goals that intrigued me was the creator commentary. Is that you and your colorist and your artist doing the commentary track?
I haven't done it yet. So I put that on there last time. We didn't hit that stretch goal. And I am not, other than doing podcasts, I have not done anything out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely do it. And I love talking about it. It is in the digital deluxe, but it's written out. Whereas I would go into more details, of course, with the commentary and fumble through on my trying to get it out there.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I just love talking about it. So I could go on and on about the stories, where they come from.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what got you into writing, right? So
Yeah,
writing your own
exactly.
story. So that's cool to pass that along.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I like going through your the pledges, if somebody wanted to jump into this and they're a digital only reader, or they just are cool with reading digitally, you get the first 3 issues for $14. Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's awesome.
that's awesome. So yeah, the pricing is right
deal.
on this too.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to try to, gouge anybody. I want people to see it. So I'd rather have more backers, digital or physical, than trying to get a higher price point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way to go about it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we wrap up today, do you want to say anything else about the project or the Kickstarter or anything?
Yeah.
You
Just appreciate everything. And I will be going back with issue 4, probably about February or March or so. So that'll be the arc finale. And just want to keep on continuing this story as long as I can.
Nice.
Do you see it just being a 4-issue series and moving on, or?
So this is, as long as I can keep on going and keep on funding and everything, it's actually 12-issue story.
Cool.
So the arc, first arc would be 4 issues. Same thing with the second arc would be 4 issues and on. So there is a breaking point. So you'll have a complete story by each arc. But I just want to keep on doing the story. It's already outlined. I've already written complete to issue 5. So the first of the next arc. And I'll just continue on as I'm doing the Kickstarters.
Awesome.
Very nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and you've been successful so far. I see the other 2 funded with no problems. So
Yep.
I don't see why this one wouldn't fund.
Yeah.
Especially with 20. Well, as we're recording this, 26 days. As you're all listening, 23 days.
Yeah, you can do the math. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I think it looks awesome. I think, if you're listening or watching this, definitely check it out. If our listeners or our viewers want to follow what you've been doing, where do you want to send them to, Sean? Like social media or something like that?
Yeah, so I'm mainly on Facebook and Twitter. I'm also on Instagram, Reddit, TikTok. I'm terrible at that one, but I'm there. But
we're all figuring that out until it gets shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm under the same name everywhere. It's Sean Wood _writer. And if anyone wants to chat, I'm all for talking about anything.
Cool.
Very nice. Everybody out there watching and or listening, you know the drill by now. Check those show notes, and I'll have links to the Kickstarter campaign so you can check it out for yourself. It definitely looks like a fun book. So, Sean, thanks so much for stopping by and chatting for a few minutes, and look forward to doing it again sometime.
Yeah,
Yep,
thanks.
appreciate it.